What's going on, guys? We were fortunate enough yesterday to get invited to a code meeting here at Cherokee County where they went over the new codes that are going to be going into effect in 2026. We got some big changes coming to the residential as well as the commercial side of the code changes here. Georgia is a 6-year state, so every 6 years we adopt the new code book. Going into 2026, we're going to be adopting some of those code changes from 2018 to 2024. So let's jump into it and go over a couple of the bigger changes that we're going to see going into next year. So the first big change is going to be to section 504.6 of the International Code of Plumbing. That is for the 2018 book. That is going to be for your hot water heater discharge piping. So your discharge piping, if you use PEX plumbing, now needs to be upped a size, so that open door connection that is actually inside of that plumbing pipe now needs to be at least 1 inch. If you're using CPVC or PVC, this really won't affect you, but if you're using that PEX and open door connection, you're going to want to keep in mind you're going to have to up that size so the internal connection itself is up to 1 inch. So that's a big one that's going to be seen in those residential homes as well. The second one, 68.26 of the International Electrical Code of the 2018 book. When it comes to pools, this is a big one in residential. When you are grounding your pool grid with your either your poured concrete patio or your pavers, you now need to actually take that wire and actually tie that into your rebar grid or your wire mesh grid. That's something that's going to be starting next year. Another thing in Cherokee County that's big is silt fence now needs to be DOT approved. So that is something big for a lot of these smaller builders. If you're just going to Home Depot and buying silt fence or ordering it online, you need to now make sure it is actual woven fabric and not just some plastic sheathing that you order from Home Depot. Also for Cherokee County, not straight from the code book, is going to be your engineer inspections for your mono slabs as well as your footings now have to have the location of your grounding UFO or your electrode actually labeled on that letter. So it needs to say front left corner of garage, front right corner of garage, back left wall of basement. It has to have an approximate location if you are using a third-party inspector to do your mono slab or your basement wall inspections. It has to be called out in that inspection letter as well. Jumping down, commercial permits, your special inspections, those now have to be on a separate document. So if you have some type of big commercial project and you're going through special inspections with a third-party engineer, those now have to be on separate documents as well, instead of included with the rest of the inspection that is occurring at that time. Another thing for commercial projects here in Cherokee County, they are now going to be requiring a low voltage affidavit on commercial projects. So that is something that hasn't been required in the past. You have to have an affidavit for your plumbers, your electricians, your gas, HVAC companies, but now they are requiring those for low voltage. So your security, sound systems, things like that, those are now going to require your affidavits as well. Jumping back into residential, again, we're going to jump to 210.52 letter C, line 3. So this is actually relating to a big code change that came last year where they actually no longer allowed outlets in the side of islands in the kitchen. This has actually been reverted back. Starting in 2026, you're going to be allowed to put those outlets back in your islands with a couple amendments to that. So you have to keep that outlet within 12 inches of the countertop, and it cannot be close to a larger than 6-inch overhang. So if your countertop hangs over the edge 12 inches, you're gonna have to move that outlet somewhere where it does not overhang that much. It cannot exceed a 6-inch overhang. Another item, electrical in residential, is going to be 215.18, letter A. This is actually reverting to the electrical panel in residential as well as duplexes and quadruplexes and things as such. Now in single family homes and duplexes, you now no longer have to have a whole home surge protector. So that's a big one. I don't think everybody really agrees with that one. You can always go above and beyond the code. You can't go less than the code, but you can go above and beyond the code. So that's a big thing to keep in mind. Also when picking a builder is pay attention to what they're doing and how they're going above and beyond. Those are some of the big changes coming to 2026 with international building codes, especially here in Cherokee County. We appreciate them for sending out the invite to their local builders to share this information with us. It is a huge help to us so we can provide the best service to our clients down the road.